You ever get so bored waiting for FM25 you just make it yourself in Excel? Because that's what this guy did.
Hey Z, how's it going?
Dynamic Pear has gone into Excel and created a fully functioning Football Manager 25 game months before the actual release of the game. And today, he's gonna teach me how to play FM25 on Excel. Okay, Mr. Pear, sir, I've opened the game, and this is already a little more user-friendly than I expected it to be, I'm gonna be honest.
That was the whole idea. See, what I wanted to achieve was that, you know, anyone could download it and play as you would the real Football Manager. So what you're going to want to do is in that yellow box.
Oh wait, I don't just click start game. I have to go over here.
You got the little drop down arrow, or you can type in a team that you want to play with.
Is unemployed an option?
There's testing, which is effectively unemployed, and that will simulate through seasons really quickly. But there's no resignation, so the likes of Work the Space won't accidentally resign.
Jack's catching strays. I love this. I would argue this is better than Football Manager right now. Football Manager right now does not have a testing setting, and yet you have put a testing setting on your Excel version of the game.
I'll take that as a massive compliment. It was the only way that I could actually see if the football world made sense. If you go forward, 5 seasons, you start seeing League 2 teams winning the Premier League, and should you see it?
So we have some goals today to make sure that we're able to properly conquer Football Manager 25 on Excel. And our first goal is to start the game, which is way easier than I actually thought it was going to be because there is a button. And our second goal was to, pick a team to manage, which apparently is also way easier than I expected it to be. But you told me not to pick a team in the Prim. Why?
It's more so if we wanted to make a kind of quick video, to be perfectly honest, because there's only 20 teams versus 24. So the first sort of 8 rounds are pre-season for the Premier League teams. That's all it is.
And this whole list really blows my mind because this is every team in the top 4 leagues, right? This is over 90 teams that are available to manage on this Excel game.
Correct. All four professional English leagues, promotion, relegation, transfers, everything that you can imagine, hopefully, in football world right here in Excel.
All right, so we'll take a team in League 2. Do you know if Newport County's in League 2?
It's actually ordered, so the bottom teams, if you're right at the bottom.
Okay.
There'll be League 2 teams.
So we are managing Newport County in FM25. FM25 has come out early. Beautiful. Start new game. This is so ridiculous. This is absurd.
So this here is your match hub, your team hub. So imagine your home screen in Football Manager, and hopefully you kind of got all that sort of summary information that you could possibly want to see.
Well, the transfer window's open, which brings us to one of the next things that we're going to have to do. We have to sign a player. We also have to set up a tactic. We have to play a match, and we have to simulate a week. We're going to be able to do all of those things. And apparently, if we simulate a week easy enough, we might even try to simulate a year, basically because you told me we should do that.
Yeah, I want to get your views if the football world makes sense. Do the outcomes of this game make sense?
Well, they always don't make sense. And I'm seeing tabs across the top here. This is the most user-friendly looking Excel spreadsheet I've ever seen.
Again, want to make this, usable for everyone. If you've got Excel and you know how to use a mouse, I kind of wanted you to be able to play this game.
So we have our goal to set up a tactic. So I'm going to go to tactics and team selection here. Oh boy. I'm going to be honest, as somebody that plays spreadsheet games for a living, this is still kind of overwhelming.
It's a tough thing to try to put players, attributes, and ranking all in one screen.
So did you take the actual attributes from players in the game? I mean, because these attributes aren't, you have shooting, and did you create some sort of aggregate system, or were you just doing some scouting along with your Excel madness?
I felt that SI had 2 things that they own. One is their scouting database, and the other thing's their match engine. So I didn't want to impose too much on what they do, so I kind of created my own aggregate attributes. So instead of using the 20, I created my own 10.
Okay. Those are drawing from the numbers in Football Manager, though? That you're able to create aggregates?
It's still drawing from the numbers from Football Manager. I've just kind of shoehorned them into things that are a little bit simpler. So for example, passing puts together crossing, passing, and vision as a single score rather than 3 different attributes.
So if I want to actually set up a tactic, do I go set tactic and team choice? Probably. Oh.
Well, so the things you change is those yellow boxes and the pink boxes on the left-hand side. So your yellow box is your base formation.
Oh, okay.
So the whole idea here is to look at your attributes, your players, what formation would suit those players, and what you've got on the right-hand side in that sort of top box and best in position boxes, who's best at what. So in your team here, you've got Aaron Wilding, who is your best attacker, best midfielder as well. So that's your choice about where you play him in your formation.
So I go here, and I'm gonna say so. Starting 11 would 10 and 11 be the attacking player? Oh, I need to set a. It's so cool. 4-4-2, and then it populates with what positions are being played. So where do these rankings come from? I feel like this is my little cheat sheet over here.
Yeah, so it is your cheat sheet. It's there's aggregate scores in column R, S, and T, which are a ranking. Because not every position uses every skill. Each player is getting their own ranking of attack, midfield, defense, and then that's being compared to all the other players in the team, and that's what those far right columns are. So who's the best attackers based on their percentage versus everyone else in their team.
And how do I determine like footedness and stuff? Let's say I wanted to put Aaron Wildig at right wing in a 4-3-3 instead.
Footedness makes no difference in this game. As much as the fantasy is important, it doesn't drive any outcome.
Okay, beautiful. What inspired you to do this? I mean, Football Manager is already, you jokingly called spreadsheet simulator, but you've actually turned Football Manager into a functioning spreadsheet.
Two things. I think the first question was, can I do it? So it was kind of a challenge to myself. What can you actually do? The second thing is, I guess, the discourse, the unrest at Football Manager 25 being delayed and having the idea of, is it really that hard to make a game? What can I do? Because obviously I love Football Manager. I've played a lot of it the last, I guess, decade. I didn't really want to wait too much longer. So I thought, challenge myself, see what I could do. And this is what I ended up with.
I've got to say, I am not surprised that somebody that plays a lot of Football Manager would be capable of doing this. This feels very Football Manager community coded to be able to build the game in this spreadsheet.
I think the important thing is, I know I'm not the best at this, that everything in this game for the people that use Excel is unlocked. There's no passwords. Everything is visible. So those that are really, really keen and eager can take this and, make it 10 times better, add things that I didn't put in, make it more complicated, add leagues, all that sort of thing.
Are there roles, or are we just talking basic positions here?
Basic positions, sort of defense, midfield, attack. If you want to look at that thing on the right, the best in position sort of list of 1 to 12, the bottom right sort of table.
There's a table that ranks the players.
There's a big cheat sheet. So imagine that's, when you look at a player in position, they've got their stars. You've got your ranking by stars. That's kind of your equivalent in Excel.
Okay. Except this isn't the opinion of your coaching staff. This is the opinion of the game, right?
Yeah, it's the opinion of the stats. There's no chance of error.
Statistical analysis. It's so beautiful. Lelujo's going to be upset. There's no quick pick, isn't he?
He is, but he can work out the old copy and paste. He can take your best in position, copy them across.
That's true. How did you learn how to do this? I guess is the next question. If you asked me to design this, I mean, and obviously we haven't even seen most of it yet, I would never be able to do this in a million years.
Yeah, look, it's a tricky one. Someone asked me that on, a comment section, and my answer was just trial and error. I started with the match engine, because that, in my opinion, is like the big thing that these games do is define a match result.
I cannot wait to see that, by the way. I don't know what I'm expecting, but I cannot wait to see the match engine in this.
And then everything else kind of fell from there, right? So to define a match, you kind of need squads, and then to define the squads, you need attributes, and it just sort of snowballed.
All the tall guys, they are already playing in other places, and that makes me sad. We're gonna have a short defense today. Don't know, I don't know what the match engine meta is yet, and that's, I'm at a disadvantage until I've figured out the match engine meta. We'll take Matthew Baker maybe. Oh, he's a little bad.
Put Kangpo in somewhere. He's got the jumping of 15.
Oh yeah, Hamzad Kargbo. Well, he's not good at anything according to your list. He's just large. And I know he's a striker. I've used him in FM before.
You're playing League 2, man. You need a big man.
Apparently. All right, I know my goalkeeper is going to be Nick Townsend, who I can just type that in. So he's number 1 goalkeeper for the mighty Newport. And what's the difference between fullbacks and center backs, or is it just defense, midfield, attack?
It's defense, midfield, and attack. It's the fantasy that you want to live, putting the players in the right position, putting the footedness on the right players, but it's really the way the game works, that attack midfielders and defenders.
Okay, so I've selected my first 11. I guess I have to do the subs too.
Yeah. And this is all important because it will impact not only your match outcomes, but also your training and development. So people that play develop the quickest. People that are on the bench develop medium, and people that are not in the squad have the lowest development.
There's development in this game. I can't.
I mean, the dream is, someone's here and playing 20 season and builds their own squad with youth players and everything.
All right, I've got Hamzad Kargbo on the bench. I feel like it would be a huge oversight if I didn't have Hamzad Kargbo on the bench.
Every team needs a big man. You also want probably a substitute goalkeeper.
Oh, we're getting there. Well, unless it has that same glitch Football Manager had where the goalkeeper literally never gets injured. Then you can do whatever you want. You can add an extra man to the bench.
No, No injuries in the game, sorry, Z. Nothing to worry about.
Oh, that's a ideal world there.
Yeah, there's a couple of things I think we'll go through that you'll realize, it's not perfect, but it's pretty good.
Oh, I just accidentally deleted something.
Just do a Control Z.
Okay. You can't trust me with this sort of stuff, dude. I'm a liability out here.
Man, you got this covered.
Keybon Rye, Jacob. He's terrible. Where is he? Jacob Carney.
He's a goalkeeper.
Oh, he's my. I just knew I hadn't seen the name before, so I wanted to take a look at his rankings, and then they were all bottom of the teams. Like, oh, okay. So then I set tactic and team choice. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, and that will save down in memory your attack, midfield, and defense score, which will impact your match outcomes.
And before each match, I can come in here and just change this, and I change my results, basically, my expected results.
100%, yeah. And you'll also change your training and development for that week.
Right.
So that's the way. If you've got a bright young prospect that you want to develop, and you want them to get some game time, whether in a cup match or in a weaker league match, that's when you bring them on.
So I've now managed to start the game, pick a team, and set up my tactic. But now the transfer window's open. It's time for us to try to sign a player on Football Manager on Excel. So where do I go? Player search and transfers, I think?
Exactly right.
Okay, beautiful. I feel like I'm looking at Football Manager from the opposite direction, where like they've pulled back the curtain and now I can see everything.
Yeah, man. Anyone that likes numbers and spreadsheets, this is your guy. The transfer works as a swap system though, so there's not a full transfer economy. So it's very much if you bring in a player, you get rid of a player.
Oh, okay. And the values have to be equivalent. Dude, look at how many players are here. How did you? Please tell me you didn't manually input all these players.
No. There's a cheeky way to extract some data from Football Manager. So I just effectively extracted it for the teams, and all the blank cells at the bottom are so that you can generate new players and the system doesn't break.
Ah, that makes sense. Okay. But still, there's nearly 5,000 players in this game. We have the full English Football League, and we're going to look for somebody that has good defensive skills. But can we do a secondary sort for maybe club? We can look for somebody that's free, right?
Yeah, exactly. You can do all sorts of things. For those that don't know how to use Excel, in that search bar at the bottom, you can just type in free.
Oh, here I can just type in free?
Yeah.
Whoa! And then there's Azir Santa Maria. Well, the problem is he's valued at 6.5 million. So do I still have to match that value in order to get him?
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
So I'd work out how much value we're playing with first. I'd find a player to sell.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That makes sense. Let's say we wanted to get rid of Jacob Carney. Oh, what? Why is this value?
There's two things that affect value. One is your reputation based on your club, and the other thing is your actual skills. So because you're with a club, you've inherently got some value, and all the free transfers don't. So it was a way to help distribute the free players into the game.
Got it. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of Jacob Carney. Well, hold on. I got to go back to my team. I got to take a look at Jacob Carney real quick. He's a goalkeeper, so I probably don't want to do that. He's my backup goalkeeper. Even though I hate him, he is my backup goalkeeper, and I don't need to get rid of him. Let's get rid of Keybon Rye. So we'll go to player search. We're going to get rid of Keybon Rye. Okay, we're going to drop Keybon Rye, and then we can add somebody like... you know what? Just for you, since you're a Kiwi, we'll get New Zealander Marco Stamenic. That's who we're getting.
Wonderful. Someone to help in that midfield.
Exactly. Okay, so I've got Marco Stamenic in my buy. I'm going to swap him out for Keybon Rye. Viable transfer, yes. And then I make offer?
Correct.
Yes! I'm just assuming this was instantly a very good transfer because his value just went up a lot.
His reputation improved because he joined a team rather than sitting on the free transfer world.
Amen. Yo, Marco's the best player on my team. Oh, I'm just a natural. I'm a natural. I don't know what to tell you.
Why you played Football Manager before?
Wow, Marco Stamenic. Look at that mobility, that strength, that speed. This guy is a beast. There's some real quality players out there for free. Okay, so we've got Marco Stamenic, and we have now completed our fourth goal of signing a player from the incredibly in-depth transfer system. But now it's time for us to actually play a match, to take this 4-3-3 out for a spin. And where I go here?
You click next, but you're actually going to be taken to the training tab first.
Okay, so I might as well I'll just go there now. That training's not part of our goals, but I'll go there. What do I do?
So it's the same thing as before. You get to target whatever attribute for each player that you want to work on. Okay. If you could look at on the right hand side there, it automatically tells you what's their weakest skill in case that's the thing you want to work on, and then you want to fill in column T with whatever attribute for that player that you want to work on.
Not gonna lie, There are certain parts of this game, like not having weaker foot or not having footedness or not having rolls, where Football Manager obviously has you a little beat, but granted, you are working within Excel. For this, I'm pretty sure this is exactly how it works in FM.
It's just a little bit prettier in FM. It tells you sort of, the team's working on this sort of training, but
hey, not that much prettier. I mean, it is a list that kind of looks just like this. And then you even have the position they are in their squad selection, starting 11, this and that and the other thing. Okay, shooting. So we go down and we set this for each player. And it's the same as when you start a save in Football Manager normally, where you got to kind of go through and do all of this stuff right away.
Correct. And based on their squad selection, it's going to impact how much they develop each game week. So if you're a starting player, you get more development. If you're a bench player, you get slightly less. And if you're a squad player, you get the least. Also, age impacts you. If you get above that crazy number 33, you start losing your skills and your speed.
How long does the development last for? Does it stop at 26, like FM24?
It goes until 33.
So you develop until the age of 33, and then
until you stop.
Go down. Okay.
As long as you haven't reached your hidden potential ability. So you develop until you...
No way. There's hidden attributes in this game?
There's definitely a hidden potential ability.
Oh. Could I copy this and then just like paste it? What I'm getting from this is that this was very frustrating to put together at times.
Oh, there's some pretty fun features. I call it the Fleetwood Town feature, where at the end of every season, a new Fleetwood Town was created. So at the end of 25 seasons, I had 25 Fleetwood Towns playing and from competitions. That was probably my favorite bug that I found.
The Fleetwood Town issue. That sounds like one of those somber chapters in the history of something. Oh, the Fleetwood Town era.
It kind of shows just how complicated the stuff that SI does. I mean, at the end of the day, this is just, a spreadsheet that says if something happens, do something else. And they're making, a full match engine, game engine, visualizations of football. It shows how complicated it is. I think that's what I kind of learned from putting this together is it is actually quite difficult to make a video game, surprisingly.
Yeah, especially when you're doing it in freaking Excel, dude.
If you love Excel, what's the problem?
No, I don't have any opinions on Excel. I and probably a lot of people watching this had no idea that Excel was capable of doing something like this. You've unlocked potential. You've taken the pill to like unlock the ability of Excel here.
Need to get Microsoft on the phone if they want to throw me a cheeky sponsorship.
A natural-born YouTuber as well.
Yeah, I learned Discord today. What will I learn tomorrow?
It's true. I did get him on Discord for this video. And I was looking around your channel, obviously, after I saw this. This is basically what you do. You just make games in Excel, right?
Yeah, it's been a really cool year, to be honest. It's like I've had a little bit of free time, and I've always touched Excel for school and work, but never any macros or anything like that. So I just really wanted to. Well, I had an initial idea with that Pokemon Battle Simulator, and that I put that online and got 1,000 views or something, and I thought this is pretty cool. Wrote down a list of other things I wanted to make, including Football Manager, and sort of a year later, this is where we're at.
A year later, I'm setting my training on FM25. You made FM25 before FM25 came out. I just accidentally clicked on that. There's a team lookup screen, so you can pull up any team. Wait, Melbourne Victory?
Yeah, so in the list of 5,000 teams, 5,000 players, there's sort of the top 5 leagues around the world, as well as the 4 English leagues. And then just because I'm from, down under, I've got the A-League there as well for different players to
So even though
transfer
I think
across.
the fact that you can manage outside of the Premier League, I thought it was just going to be a one league thing. You can manage in the whole English Football League, and you can look at and sign players from all the top 5 leagues in Europe. Oh my... Alger. There you go.
You got to have enough players in your transfer pool.
Yeah, but this game is in Excel, dude. I still don't think you realize how unbelievable this is. But we have set up our training, and it is time to check out a match. We have to play a match. It's on our fancy checklist. Playing a match in Excel. This is a first. Progress, next match. Here we go.
What you're going to do in a match week is you're going to get 2 lists of results. The first are for your Premier League and Championship results. And then when you click OK, you'll start getting your League 1 and League 2 results.
Okay.
As we're in League 2, you're in the bottom table down there. And we're managing Newport County, which I think's NWC. So it looks like we got a draw.
Dang it! So that's it. Then and then it takes us back to the home screen, like an actual Football Manager loading operation.
Perfect. And you've got the league table there on the right-hand side, so you can see Newport were currently ranked in 14th place.
Is there a way to reorganize this table So that one's at the top.
It can break, which is why I've left it this way. It's a little bit annoying, but I guess you kind of just have to look for your club.
Well, I mean, it's alphabetical, so I guess that's not that bad.
You can always cheekily do another match just to see if another score will come out, since we've got our tactics and training done.
True. You can actually get through a season very fast here, so progress next match. It's going to show me...
It cycles through 3 screens. So you go your team hub, you go through team selection, you go through training, and then it will simulate a match.
Come on. You didn't see the first one. You saw this one. We've won 2-1. Hell yes. Who did we beat? CCH. Creedence Clearwater Revival, I think, is who we beat.
It was either Chesterfield or Cheltenham Town. CCH, no, it was Colchester.
Oh, yeah, well, they're bad anyways. Is there a way to look at stats for players, or is that not?
Oh, like goals scored? No, there's no. The only history that's saved down is the actual match result. Goal scorers, yellow cards, things like that don't exist.
So now that I'm into my career, I've got 4 points for my first 2 matches. How do I save this?
Control S. If we're all file save as and type in the name of the club that you're managing, and then next time you come in, it will pick up where we are.
Perfect. And we've played Football Manager on Excel, but there's one more thing left that we have to do. On recommendation of Dynamic Pear, we have to simulate Football Manager on Excel for what was it? You want to do a year?
I think a year's a good place to start.
Good place to start. All right. How do I get back to the start of the game?
So you down at the information tab at the bottom left, you right click on that and click unhide and do look for the new game tab.
Nice.
And then just change the yellow to be testing.
Okay. Start new game, right?
New game. Yep. And then all you have to do is click that progress button and it will simulate all cup games, all league matches, all the way through to the end of the season.
Oh, yeah, because there's cup matches too. How does that work? Is there just like a cup week basically that you're in?
Yeah, that's exactly how it works. Okay. There's each round of the cup's given its own match week. And if you're in that match week, you play a game. If you're not, it just simulates for you. So as you can see in the top left, you'll start seeing how the match weeks are progressing. So rather than the pop-ups each week, when there's testing mode, it's just running through the season, right? So it's quickly going through each match week.
Oh, that's so user-friendly. Wow.
So on my computer, it took about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes to get through a season. I'm assuming on your machine over here, it's going to be a little bit quicker.
Yeah, I think we might be able to get through an entire season in a minute. And then we will see who won the Premier League according to Excel. Important questions.
And there you go. That's actually the end of the season. So if you click the league table button.
League fixtures and results? Or league table button.
So then you've got your 4 English league tables there, all complete after 38 or 46 rounds.
All right, so Liverpool has won with 79 points. Is there promotion relegation too?
There is. So you'll see what's that? Ipswich Town being relegated in last place this season.
Yeah, and then Bournemouth and then Fulham have been relegated here.
Yep.
Manchester United finished 2nd. Wow. Excel loves Man U, apparently. Chelsea in 3rd. Where's City? Tottenham in 4th. City finished 5th. I mean, I guess they're kind of tracking there in real life. Your Football Manager Excel game knew what was happening before anybody else.
Unless Man United have a massive, second half of the season, I don't see that happening.
The most unrealistic thing then be Manchester United checking in at 2nd. Maybe in a few years. Got to give Amorim time to cook. And our Newport County team, I thought our one signing and our tactic were brilliant because I think they finished 20th, which is 1 out of getting relegated out of the game.
Correct. So without your input Z, they're not a very good team.
I don't know what to say. Can I do this professionally? And so we've managed to open the game, pick a team, set our tactic, sign a player, set our training, simulate a match, and then test simulate an entire season in a Football Manager game in Excel. Mr. Pear, I've got to say, this is one of the coolest Football Manager community-based things I have ever seen in my entire life.
Oh, thanks, man. It's just a pleasure to be here.
If you want to watch Dynamic Pear's guide on how to play Football Manager in Excel and how he made it and everything, it's all on his YouTube channel right here. I am now a subscriber. All right, I feel like I've finished the tutorial for the game now, so it's time for me to dive into FM25. I've been waiting to play it for a while.
No more waiting, Z. No more waiting.
Be sure to check out his channel, and I'll see you guys on stream. If you want to keep watching videos, here's my video about how training on Football Manager might not be working the way that you think that it does. Just a little bit. Now, where am I?